We were over here. So I had my little run, and then I kind of was taking my time getting dressed because it's been right down the hall, and I forgot all about this. It's a great place, great facility. You know, I really appreciate, being over here. First of all, I'd be remiss not to say I'd like to send my condolences out to Coach Miles. He lost his mother, and one of our players, Saeed London, lost his father last night. So out to their families, and it's always tough, especially when you lose a parent, and I'll be praying for both of them and both of their families. We had our last game, it was a couple weeks ago since we've been here. It was against Central Florida. I thought we played pretty good. Our defense played really, really well. We gave up a couple big plays, but other than that, I thought they played well. They played with a lot of energy. They played with a swagger. That was a very, very good, tough football team that we played. And offense played, we ran the ball well. We didn't play as good as we should in the passing game or as we could, and we will play better in the passing game. I really have a lot of faith in our guys. Some untimely penalties and some untimely miscues, but other than that, I thought we did good. Special teams had a couple snaps that were a little bit, out of the way, but I thought for going there, for that type of program, going to that place, I thought our kids really competed very, very well. This open day came at the perfect time. Here we're around midterms, and our guys really needed some time. Especially our team is so young. We just got so many freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and sophomores. They're still not acclimated to academics yet, and it was really good. It was also good for our guys, our coaches, to take some time off. But they also went out recruiting for the second time. They got a really good jump start on this year, 15 class and 16 class. I thought practice this week thus far has been outstanding. Tanner's been awesome. This is the best he's looked since probably Jesuit High School, I would say. I mean, he really was sharp today. He had some throws that, we should have caught, but he was pinpointed. He was really pinpoint. I thought Nick practiced well, and so did Devin. Both of those guys practiced well. Any questions? Yeah, what I think I think what we got to do is continue to play good defense, and it's a little bit about our formula for winning last year. Play good defense, run the football. We're doing a much better job this year running the football, melt the clock, eliminate some possessions, and then make some timely offense. I don't want to get into this pass happy game with Cincinnati, because that's what they do. They're very, very good at it. They also can run it. There's a freshman running back and a junior running back. They're very good. So we just got to play our game. Maybe 2 years from now when Tanner's a junior, we can start throwing it downfield and throwing it every down. But I'm not saying that's what they do, but I just want to play a complementary game. I think it's going to take offense, defense, and special teams to play with this opponent. Absolutely. I thought he probably could have played the last game. I really didn't want to. You saw him warming up before the game. He was throwing the ball really good. I was almost like, maybe we should just make him play this game. But Nick did a good job for us, and he will continue to do good. If we need him, he'll be fine. Or if we need Devin, I think both of those guys will be fine. But I think Tanner's playing outstanding. Yeah, what I think it was really good for him, because just his maturity in talking the game is so much better. We'll talk about, like we talked about some games we saw over the weekend. Hit the check down. Don't take the penalty at that time. Throw the ball out of bounds. He's regurgitating that to me, what we've been telling him all year long. So I hope he's learned it. He's saying it. He hadn't said it before, but he's saying it now. Matter of fact, Tammy even pointed it out. He did it in practice today. He threw it away. So, it was good to see.
Speaking of quarterbacks, which one do you expect to face for Cincinnati? We talked a little bit about their main guy being
You got to prepare for both guys. Keel's a very, very good player guy. I mean, he can throw it. He's thrower. Munchie is also good. He has a lot of experience. You know, he's won games for him. So, you know, you're just preparing for both of them. You got to kind of prepare for their offense. You know, both of those guys can take off and run a little bit. You understand what they like to do. And you try to take away some of the stuff that they like to do, because both of those guys like to do similar things. Yeah, you know what, our defensive line really starting to come on a little bit. I think, you know, when we inserted Sean Wilson into the starting lineup, you know, it's been a new defensive line. You know, I think Tanzel's gotten better, two ends have gotten better, and you know, we're doing a little bit more, especially pass rush with Ade and Quinlan Franklin. So, you know, Quinlan Carroll. So we're starting to look like a defensive line. Well, you know, we'll divide the carries up between the three, but Sherman's definitely full and ready to go. We just felt at the end of that game, you know, Sherman's a young player. He got a little bit shaken up a little bit at the game, and I probably could have put him back. If you watch the end of the game, he's standing next to me, but I just thought Lezedrick would be, you know, he was battering them pretty good. He was running it good. We were running it very, very well against him. You know, just some untimely penalties. Well, you know what, I would like to be overall well-rounded as a program, and just early on in this season, you know, we just felt that I didn't know we could run the ball as well as we did. You know, you look at what we did last year running it, we really didn't run it as well as, you know, as we do, nowhere near what we're doing now. And as you begin to run it, you really fall into it. But earlier we were more similar to last year. Now we're more similar to the NFL. We just kind of running it, doing some play action, taking some shots, but we really playing a team like when I say the Bears, when they had that great defense, you know, they kind of really took some shots with Willie Gault and those guys here and there, but what they did, they ran it, they kept the ball, they possessed the ball, and limited the other team possessions. And that's kind of what our game plan is. Look, I don't know what that says. You know, I would say this. I think Cincinnati's a really, really good football team. You know, they were one of the teams in this conference. You say Central Florida, Cincinnati, you look at those two teams, you say, golly, those are two powerhouse teams in the conference. They'll be the bell cows of the conference, the leaders of the conference. East Carolina's doing well. You know, some other teams are doing well. But I would say this, you know, it goes back to our kids are really playing hard, and they continue to play hard. And if you play hard, you get more recognition. And when we played some tough teams early on in this season, when, you know, our guys probably, some of those guys I've thrust into the starting roles like Sherman and Charles, you know, all these freshmen that we playing and sophomores, you know, they probably wasn't ready to play against the Georgia Techs and some of those people, but it's what we have. But it's good that, you know, I guess we're 3-point underdog. I don't know. Well, I guess that's good. Yes, sir. Look, they even talk about getting in that student end zone. You know, everybody wants to score a touchdown in that. Nothing against this end zone. I think that's the visiting side. But everybody wants to score in that end zone. So if we can go 4 quarters that way, I think we may win the game. But, you know, it's just a renewed atmosphere around here. These kids hadn't seen it. You know, they see the campus. It's very, very much more engaging. You know, even, you know, you see when I walk on campus and I check classes, the teachers there, you know, they engage. I see them, they come to the game, they speak. You know, we always speak. The kids on campus are just, they seem to be such more pleasant and more excited about, they have a place to go. I think they enjoy the games, they enjoy the stadium. It's just a good atmosphere, great atmosphere.
What's the status on I mean, who's the number 1 center?
Well, he is. And when the last game, you know, Marfisi, you know, was a little bit sick. Actually, Marfisi was sick, and so after he did the 1 snap, I say, look, you in. I didn't want to listen to anything else to say you in, and I thought last game he did fine after that. And so in practice he's been pretty good.
Is there a quick hook there? You know, I mean, do you feel
No, I feel really comfortable with him. I always felt comfortable with him. Marfisi was just doing it as a backup, but I feel really comfortable with him.
The other thing, obviously Lionel is a kind of hot topic right now, and just wondering if you have sort of an agreement with him or your assistants to, finish out the season no matter what, or did these conversations take place?
Well, it's always good to have, members of your staff being noticed by other people. And Lionel's one of those guys. I expect, you're looking at our staff, and I think we'll get going with this program. I look at John Summerall. He'll be a great Eric Price, Magda. All those guys will be, David Johnson always, these guys will be called upon to be head coaches. And, I know Lionel's fielding calls, this is the time of year that you get them, October, November. And, he'll be an excellent head coach anywhere. And all I said was, look, just keep me informed of what you're doing and what's going on with it. I want the best for him and his family. And then all of a sudden, if he gets it, I would make some suggestions. I had to drive from Airline Drive back here. I got about 20 or 30 speeding tickets for doing that. Late at night driving, people, they thought I was drunk a couple of times, probably fell asleep at the wheel. But I would just ask him to stay around for the players as much as he possibly can. Any other questions? Thank you, guys.